What is up, guys? Welcome here to today's reflection video of the Manchester United versus Stoke game at Britannia Stadium, which ended up finishing 1-1 on a quite a windy day at the Britannia Stadium. Actually, this round of fixtures have already been played once already, and we beat them 2-1 in the other fixture at Old Trafford, with Rojo getting the winner. And I'm just going to sort of reflect on my thoughts and opinions, and is it a good point? What we did well, what we didn't do well. What I'm going to say first is Stoke are a hard team. They're a hard team to play against at the Britannia Stadium. They for some reason they have a fortress, but they don't have a great squad. They've got so much height in Nzonzi and Crouch. It's hard to break them down sometimes. We had a great and we've played a lot of games recently. We got a good squad out there. We didn't have any Di Maria though, which. But anyway, I'm going to talk about it here. Let's talk about. We're going to start off. We'll talk about the early goal. Stoke went 1-0 up after just 2 minutes. The first thing you look at in that Stoke team is they've got height. They've got players who are tall, who can change a game, and who are strong in the air. They are there, Crouch. Have you seen the height of him? They've got Nzonzi as well. They've got who's their centre back? The one who scored. Shawcross, and it was just like the second minute of the game. There's a corner. They're great at set pieces, and I'm not sure if Smalling or who was marking Crouch, was it Smalling or Shaw, but they both sort of ease off him, and then they realise at last minute one of them's got to get on him, and by that time Crouch is already risen in the air, so really poor marking. And then there was no one trying to contest for that ball with Shawcross, so that was really poor, awful start to 2015, and you're just thinking it's going to be a hard game here. In the end, Man United got one back, didn't they? It was a cloudy day and Matters free kicks weren't getting any luck. Rooney puts it in. It's a nice flick from Carrick, put it into that box, and Falcao again showed his clinical nature. And that is what I'm saying, our United strikers aren't getting that many chances, but they're putting them away because they're clinical, and that is what they're good at. Now, just before that goal, actually, there was a huge opportunity, and that went to Diouf. Remember Brian Diouf was signed? Had he had put that in, then it gives United a real uphill battle. Johnny Evans, it's one of these days where he's got to get rid of it. He can't let the ball bounce there, and he's got in a muddle, and Diouf outpaced him. He's quite strong as well, isn't he, Diouf? And really, I'm saying this like I'm an expert. Diouf, he should be really putting that in the bottom left-hand corner. Thankfully, he tries to put it in the top corner, and it didn't quite pay off. And had that been 2-0. Which it should have been, because he was 1-on-1 with De Gea. He had time, there was no one else around him. Had he made it 2, it's a real hard game for United to come back in after 19 minutes there. But however, Falcao did get the goal, and they started to settle in a bit more. Man United, they had possession of the ball, and that was quite promising. The way they had possession in the other half, and they weren't really creating opportunities in that final third though. The passing in the game was very poor, I found, in the match. So Falcao was the goal scorer. Was Falcao having a good game? I looked at Falcao, and he had an alright game. He was probably the best player on the pitch. He started a game, he started a couple of games on the trot. He scored against Villa, and he's now scored against Stoke today. But for me, again, it was quite an easy finish. His predatory threat meant he had to get on in that position to score. But even still, it wasn't a fantastic finish. It really wasn't. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about the performance. It wasn't great. You would expect United to come out second half and really fight for it, but it just didn't end up looking like that was going to happen in the end. And in the end, he subbed off Falcao. He ran on Ander Herrera instead. Which, mate, I didn't understand. Because he's obviously, what he's done in the end is he put Rooney up front. and he's put Herrera into the midfield. I just don't know why. Falcao was the best player on the pitch today, and he subbed him off. I think Van Persie was the one to sub off. He was the one to take off. I don't know why, but he didn't, and that was a mistake. I don't know why Falcao was run off, but he was, and that was a huge mistake. He also took off Shaw, and he put on Januzaj, which Januzaj's still recovering from illness. I'm not sure if he's quite... Stoke are a very physical side, and Januzaj is very young, and he's only 19. He's not quite there in the strength demands yet, and it was going to be a hard game on that side with Arnautovic. It was going to be a hard game, or was it the other side? Mini, I'm not sure, but it was going to be a hard time down that end, and I just don't think today was a great... I think he deserves the opportunity, but today was not the day to put him in. It wasn't. It just, Januzaj shouldn't have been... I don't see that substitution for me. Today's... I think he needs the opportunity, but that was not the time to give him the opportunity, because they're a very physical side, Stoke, and if he's coming back from illness and he's only 19 years old, it's a very hard game for him to come on into. So it was very poor defending for their opening goal, and there were very shaky moments in defence. But they were the defence passed the ball around nicely. I wouldn't blame the defence, actually. People were always saying our defence is shocking and the defence is letting us down. But in our last 3 games, we've only conceded 2 goals. We clean sheet at Tottenham, just 1 against Newcastle, which was a late penalty, and 1 against Stoke today. The game before that was against Villa, and it was just an absolutely corker goal from Benteke. The one before that, they didn't concede against Liverpool. So our defence isn't bad. For me, our problems isn't our strike force, but we're not creating enough opportunities. When our strikers get the opportunities, they're clinical and they take them like Falcao did today. Apart from that, though, I just don't think that our United play... with Falcao, our strikers are clinical. Van Persie, Rooney and Falcao, they're clinical. Our defence is shaky, but that's not the problem today. Today's problem, we didn't create enough opportunities. There wasn't enough urgency in the side. We created a couple of chances and our clinical strikers took them. But in order to win these away games, or have any chance of winning the league, we have to win these away games. To do that, we need to create more opportunities. So it was poor in that respect. However, Stoke, it's hard to beat them at the Britannia. They're a good side, and we could have come away with nothing. They had some good chances, they hit the bar and everything. So we could have come away with nothing. So I think we'll take the point. That's now 10 games unbeaten. Now, that's not bad. In our last 10 matches, we've won 7, drawn 3. That really isn't bad, and we've taken a total of 24 points out of the possible 30. So I think that is really good to go 10 unbeaten. We've played some good teams like Arsenal, Southampton, Liverpool, and I just think really we should 10 unbeaten. But I think is something to be proud of at the moment, but we need to start winning these away games. Again, it wasn't fantastic, but Stoke's form against the big teams this year is amazing. Against City away at the Etihad, Man City versus Stoke. Stoke won 1-0, Juice scored the winning goal. So Man City lost 1-0 at home to Stoke. We drew 1-1 away. Stoke went to Goodison Park and they beat Everton 1-0. Stoke took on Arsenal, they were 3-0 up. They won 3-2. They gave Liverpool a hard game at Anfield, with Johnson getting the winner right near the end. And I would say the same thing again with Chelsea. Chelsea won, but it wasn't an easy game. So they've beaten Arsenal at home and Everton away and Man City away. Looking at the table though, we are. This is just before the other games. If Liverpool win today, which I think they're 2-0 up at half time, they'll be 6 points behind us, which it's alright. Then if Tottenham win today, they'll be 3 points behind us. However, they're playing Chelsea, they will be 3 points. They'll be 3 points behind us. West Ham win today, they will still be 3 points behind us. If Arsenal win today, or Southampton win today, they'll both be a point behind us. However, Southampton are winning. So I don't think we should be too disheartened. And, one of those Southampton Arsenal will be on 36. So one of them will be a point behind. One of them will be 4 points behind still. West Ham might lose. They might still be 6 points behind. Tottenham could lose against Chelsea today and be 6 points behind. And Liverpool could win today and still be 6 points behind. However, I think Chelsea and Man City, I think they're too far in our range at the moment. Anyway, guys, that is my reflection of the game. What is your thoughts of the game? What did we do well? What did we not do well? See you later, guys. Bye-bye.